Hello students, today we will study about the chapter number 4 quadratic equations. This is the topic of standard 10. Okay. So what is quadratic equations and what do you mean by quadratic equations? You know very well about the polynomials. So in polynomials there is a word that is a quadratic polynomial, right? And what we are using to tell the quadratic polynomial, if the maximum power of the variable in the polynomial is 2, then we are using to tell that polynomial as quadratic polynomial. So in the same way, here we have to study about the equations in which the variable has the power 2. So that type of equations are called the quadratic equations, right? Let's suppose there is a polynomial p of x is equals to 4x square plus 3x, right? So this is one type of what we are using to say the polynomials as expressions. Why expressions? Because the value of this 4x square plus 3x is not fixed. If we change the value of x, according to that we will get the value of this terms, right? As we change the value of x, we will get the different value to the right hand side. But what will happen if we fixed this value with 0? Then now this will become an equation. See, 4x square plus 3x minus 1 is equals to 0. Right? As we fix the value of these terms, this polynomial with 0, this becomes now equation. Right? So what is equation? Quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is a quadratic polynomial but with fixed value. And there is an equal sign, and what we have equal this with 0. That is why this is called a quadratic equation. Right? So how to solve the quadratic equation? That first of all our ancient Indian mathematician have derived to solve the quadratic equations. So out of them Brahmagupta have the solution method which is called the explicit formula. They have derived the explicit formula to solve the quadratic equations. Later on, one another mathematician, that is Sridharacharya, have found the quadratic formula to find out the quadratic equations. It is also known as the completing the square method to solve the quadratic equations. Okay, so what is the standard form of the quadratic formula? So the quadratic formula as the standard form is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0, where one of the condition is a is not equal to 0. So this condition is very important whenever we study about the standard form of anything. Why? Because if a is equals to 0 in this equation, then the maximum power of x is here 2. So this whole terms become 0, and what will remain here is bx plus c. So now bx plus c is equals to 0 is not a quadratic equation. Now it will become a linear equation, right? That is why this condition is given here, that the coefficient of x square should not be equal to 0 in the quadratic equation. Then only it is said to be quadratic equation actually. Other way, if it is 0, then it will become a linear polynomial, right? Okay. So in another form, we can say that if the polynomial p of x is equals to 0, if we take the value of polynomial is equals to 0, right? The polynomial with degree is equals to 2. Which kind of polynomial? The polynomial which has degree is equals to 2, and if we equate the polynomial with 0, then again it becomes a quadratic polynomial as we have see here earlier. So some of the examples of quadratic equations are 2x square minus 3x plus 1 is equals to 0. First example. Second one is 4x minus 3x square plus 2 is equals to 0. And third one is 1 minus x square plus 300 is equals to 0. So here the position of this term is not important, but it should be there in the equation. It should be there means the power of variable x raised to 2, that term should be in the quadratic equations, right? That you have to remember. So now some of the examples we will study, and we have to decide that they are quadratic equations or not, right? So this is the question of exercise 4.1. Question number 1. Check whether the following are quadratic equations or not. First equation we have given is, first, x plus 1 whole square is equals to 2 in the bracket x minus 3. We have to decide that is this equation is a quadratic equation. Okay, so to find out that, we have to simplify both the side, and then we have to decide that is that a quadratic equation or not. So here x plus 1 square, so we have to expand this identity. So what we will get here is first term square, that is x square, plus 2 into first term into second one, that is 2x, and the last one is second term square, that is 1 square, and it is 1. We multiply this 2 in the bracket, we will get 2x minus 3 to the 6, minus 6. So now we can see here that here 2x is plus, and here also 2x is plus. Both the side of equation 2x is plus, so we can cancel out this 2x, right? So this 2x will cancel out each other. This 2x and this 2x will cancel out each other. Then what will remain? We have is x square as it is. Take this minus 6 to the left hand side. Now it will become plus 6. It is added with 1. So 6 plus 1, that is plus 7. So what we will get? X square plus 7 is equals to 0. Now we have to observe that, is there a term with x square? Yes, there is a term with x square. Then we can say that this is a quadratic equation, right? This is a quadratic equation. One thing that you have to also notice here, that there is a no term with the variable x, right? But it is not important is there a term with x or not, but there should be a term with the x square, right? Okay, now third one is, question is x minus 2 in the first bracket, x plus 1 in the another bracket is equals to x minus 1 in the bracket and x plus 3 in the another bracket. Now we will multiply this x with both this x plus 1 and then minus 2 with x plus 1, that you know now very good. So x into x is x square, plus x into 1 is x, minus 2 into x is minus 2x, and minus 2 into plus 1 is minus 2. Again the same we will do here. X into x is x square, x into 3, 3x, minus 1 into x, minus 1 plus 3 minus 3. Here also you can see that this x square and x square. First of all we will simplify, then what will happen? X square plus x minus 2x, that is minus x, and minus 2 as it is, x square minus 3x minus x, that is plus 2x, and minus 3 as it is. Now you can see that both the side of equation there is x square, so we can cancel out this x square. Now take both this term to the left hand side. What will happen? Minus x minus 2x, so it will becomes minus 3x minus 2 plus 3, that is plus 1 is equals to 0. So is there any term with the x square? No, here and not any term with the x square. So this is not a quadratic equation, right? Now eighth one. See, x cube minus 4x square minus x plus 1 is equals to x minus 2 whole cube. So just by observing we cannot decide is that a quadratic equation or not. As there is a power of x is 3, we can say that normally that it is not look like a quadratic equation, because the x maximum power is 3. To be a quadratic equation there must be a maximum power of 2, but here the maximum power of x is 3. So first of all we will simplify, then we will decide is that a quadratic equation or not. So this All four terms remains as it is. Here we have to expand this identity x minus 2 whole cube. And what will happen? The cube of first term, that is x cube, minus the cube of second term, that is 2 cube, 8, minus 2 into square of the first term multiplied by second term. So we will get here minus 6x square. And the last term is plus 2, 3 multiplied by first term and second term square, that is 4. 4 3s are 12. 12x. That you know very well how to expand this. Now we will take, see here that the x cube is both the side of the equal sign. So we can cancel out x cube, x cube. Now take this 6x square to the left hand side. It will add it with the minus 4x square. So result of minus 4x square plus 6x square is plus 2x square minus x plus 12x. This plus 12 become minus 12x. Minus 12x minus x. Total is minus 13x. Plus 1 minus 8. This minus 8 become plus 8 plus 1. Total is plus 9 is equals to 0. Is there a term with the x square? Yes. Here is the term with the x square. So this is an quadratic equation. Right? So in this way, all other sums that we have not see here, you can do now on your own. Right? So let just not decide by just observing the equation that it is a quadratic equation or not. First of all, simplify that equation like this. Then only decide is that a quadratic equation or not. So this is all about today's lecture about the introduction of this chapter. In next class we will study further. Right? Thank you.